Good morning, dear students. I am Ms. Vandana Pai. In today's lecture of the subject Entrepreneurship Development, we will be studying the stages of project management. In the last lecture, we have gone through the concept of project, in which we have defined project. Okay, project is a set of activity, conducted so as to fetch certain purpose. With the concept of project, we have gone through some of the features of the concept project. With that, we have classified the projects into different types, that based on quantity, quality, based on sectors and different aspects. We had gone through the classification of project. Okay, now let's see what are the different stages which are needed to be taken so as to have project management. Okay, first of all, let's see what is project management all about. Project management, yes, the project or the proposal which we have prepared, which we are dreaming to achieve, those or that drafting which we have done, the layout which we have done, based on that layout, based on that planning, based on the blueprint which we have prepared related to it, whenever we act on such type of plan, we act on such type of blueprint, it is included in project management. Now simply defining the project idea, simply preparing the layout, it is not effective, or it is not important. But if you want to achieve the goals related to it, if you want to attain those goals, then you are required to take certain steps so as you can effectively manage the project. Now in project management, overall 5 stages are taken, or it happens into 5 phases. Which are the 5 phases? First one is project initiation, second one is project planning, third one is project execution, fourth one is project performance or monitoring, and the fifth one is project closure. So one by one we will be seeing, or we will be going through the stages. Let's see what are the stages of project management. First step, or the first stage or phase into project management is project initiation. See, project initiation here, it means that project conception and initiation means here what we are required to do. Yes, we are required to start our project. We are required to start our project, or just conceiving or conception, or just initiation, or you can call it as installation towards the project, it is done. Means, see, you do have certain idea. For example, you might start your project into retail stores, you can start your project into some of the call centers, you can start a dairy business, or there are many such type of projects. For example, if we are going to dairy business, or dairies are project. Now when we think about such type of project idea, see, your conception, or you're conceiving it, you're initiating it. So here, whether our decision is right or wrong, whether the project idea which we are incepting, which we are initiating or concepting, whether our decision is right or wrong, whether the project idea or the product idea, it is good or bad, whether it will be leading us towards certain fruitful results or not. Based on all this thing, a feasibility testing is done. Feasibility testing means what? Whether it will work or whether it will not be working. Whether it will be leading us towards something great whether it will help us to achieve something, whether the project idea which we have initiated, it will lead us towards goal attainment, it will lead us towards fruitful results. Okay, we will gain through it or not. Okay, considering all this thing, the feasibility testing is done. Where it is done? In this first stage, which is titled as project initiation. Means what? Yes, you initiate, you lead, or you do start, you do take certain steps towards the project itself. Okay, you start it, or you lead it, you move further, you move further towards this idea. Okay, here another thing which you are required to do is, yes, okay, feasibility testing. Whenever you are doing the feasibility testing, at the time consider stakeholders also. Okay, consider stakeholders also. Who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are all the people who do have interest into your organization. Yes, stakeholders are all the people who do have interest into your organization. So considering their interest, okay, how their interest will not be harming, how their interest will not be hurted or affected due to your actions. Okay, considering all these things, a feasibility testing of your project is done, in which, okay, whether to succeed towards a project or whether to stop the project idea. Okay, this thing is done. Okay, a thorough check of your project idea is done in this first stage. Okay, whenever you complete the feasibility testing, we switch over towards the second stage. Which is the second stage? Yes, project planning. Now, in management, we have gone through the definition of planning. What is planning? Planning is deciding in advance what is to be done in the future. What is planning? Yes, planning is deciding in advance what is to be done in future, right? Okay, now whenever we consider planning in respect to project, yes, what it might be? Yes, it might be definition of the project and planning. Okay, you are required to define what exactly your project is all about. Okay, then you are required to plan in that respect. Okay, see, first what you are required to do, you are required to define your project idea. That is, you are required to broadly classify or broadly think on what your project idea is, and then what you are required to do, yes, you are required to plan in that respect. Okay, getting it? So here in this second stage, what you are required to do? Yes, you are required to prepare or draft a roadmap. What you are required to do? Yes, you are required to draft a road plan. Okay, which type of road plan? Yes, see, whenever you want to reach towards your destination, for example, if from where you are departing and where you will be arriving, or from where you will be leaving to which place, whenever you know your destination, at the time planning is quite, yes, planning is quite easier, and surely it can be done smartly, right? Okay, so here in the second stage, that is project planning, what you are required to do? Yes, you are required to prepare a roadmap. Okay, roadmap in the sense what you will be doing, when you will be doing, what is to be done, who will do it. Okay, all these WH type of questions, they are answered into this second stage, that is project planning. Okay, getting it? So here, in access to this, what you are required to do? Yes, you are required to set goals. Yes, you're required to set goals. Means why we are doing the project. Yes, first of all, we should be clear with this, right? Okay, see, why we are doing this project, you should be clear with this. Then after this, what you will do? Yes, what you will do? Yes, while setting the goals related to your project, you should be keen. Okay, you should be clear, right? Okay, based on your clarity itself, you can set the goals in most effective manner. Okay, getting it? So okay, while setting the goals, nowadays two techniques are used. Okay, while setting the goals, two techniques are used. Which are these two techniques? Okay, first technique is abbreviated as SMART. First technique is abbreviated as SMART, and the second technique is abbreviated as CLEAR. Okay, now let's see what the each alphabet into this abbreviation stands for. Okay, in SMART, okay, S stands for specific, M stands for measurable, A stands for attainable, R stands for realistic, and T stands for timely. Okay, see, specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Okay, this is the expanded form of the abbreviation SMART. Okay, and the second technique which is used to set the goal is CLEAR. Okay, in which, okay, let's see the expanded form of this abbreviation. Here C stands for collaborative, L stands for limited, E stands for emotional, A stands for appreciable, and R stands for refinable. So based on these two abbreviations or these two techniques, you can have effective composition of goals, or you can prepare, or you can set goals related to your project. Okay, see, in the second stage, what you are required to do? Yes, you are required to define your project. Means what exactly your project is, what your project idea is. Okay, you are required to define it, you are required to clearly know it. Then planning. Yes, here you are required to do a or prepare a blueprint or a roadmap. Okay, roadmap should be prepared in such a way that, okay, it will be quite easier for any layman to know your plan. Is it? Means what you will be doing after this. Is it? All these things, they should be clearly drafted into the roadmap. Okay, then after your planning is completed, after you have defined your project and your planning is completed, yes, we are required to think about the third stage, that is project execution. Okay, that is project execution. See, here in project execution, yes, the project manager, that is PM. Okay, this project management manager, he is required to assign responsibility. He is required to assign responsibility to all the resources whom you have employed into the project. Okay, see what you are required to do as a project manager. Yes, as a project manager, you are required to assign responsibilities to the resources whom you have employed so as you can complete the project in time. Okay, means who are the resources? Yes, resources can be classified into two parts. Which are those two parts? Yes, first part is physical resources and the second part is human resources. See, we have gone through the factors of production, right? Okay, in which we have classified active factors and passive factors. Likewise, okay, the resources also can be grouped into two parts, that is physical resources and human resources. Now, whenever we consider human resources, whenever we consider human resources, see, there are different positions, or there are different job roles which you have assigned to the human resources. Okay, now based on those job roles, you do assign certain responsibilities to these people. Okay, so that as a project manager, it will be quite easier for you to get the work done from these people. Okay, so here in project execution, yes, this step is the gist of your project management. This stage is the gist of your project management. Okay, what you are required to do as a project manager? Yes, you are required to develop a team, right? Because based on the team spirit itself, you can attain the goals which you have set in time. Okay, so here first of all, develop a team or group your human resources in certain team, coordinate their efforts so as you can achieve the organizational goals or the goals which you have laid down related to your project. Then assign resources. Okay, see, whenever you consider team, okay, or team spirit, okay, unless until you offer them resources or allocate resources to them, it will not, it is not possible for you as well as the team to initiate the work, right? Okay, so you have assigned the resources. Then execute project management. Okay, here what you are required to do, yes, see your plan, right? Convey the plan or the roadmap to your team. Is it, means what is to be done after what, is it, after this stage what you are exactly expecting from your team, is it, all these things you are required to communicate with your team, is it. Then plan something, is it, as per the plan, are you procuring something, is it. Then the project manager directs and manages the project execution. Okay, he establishes tracking system. Okay, and also he assigns task and he does task management. Is it, means after a after a duration, after a specific duration, actually, whether, yes, your team is diverted from the roadmap or whether they are on the right track, this thing is verified. Okay, the status of the team, it is evaluated. Okay, status here means the position, means whether your team is on right track, whether you will be completing your project as per your plan, or whether something is going wrong, whether it is delayed. Okay, all these things you will be getting in project execution itself. Okay, then you can arrange for certain meetings with your team. Okay, why meetings are to be arranged, yes, here you can freely communicate with your team. Here you can freely communicate with your team. Why communication is important, yes, communication is important so as you can have effective project management, is it. Okay, then you can share the project schedule, is it, yes, first of all, is it, prior to this itself, whenever you were developing the team, is it, at the time when you were assigning resources to your team. Okay, here itself you have communicated the schedule, right, schedule in the sense the chronology of your work, right. Okay, now still still, okay, as per the changing situation or the changes in the situation, or as we all know, there are certain uncontrollable factors, right. Okay, based on those uncontrollable factors, yes, you are required to modify your schedule, is it, you're required to modify your schedule in the sense project schedule. Okay, now this updated project schedule you're required to communicate with your team, is it. Okay, if you're modifying something, if you don't communicate it with your team members, then surely they will be misguided. So if you think that your project should be completed in time and all your team, is it, they should be following a good chronology, they should be on the right track, and your goals should be achieved or accomplished in time, then you're required to, yes, communicate the schedule whichever you have updated to your staff or to your team, is it. Then project performance or monitoring. Project performance or monitoring. What project performance or monitoring is? Is it? As the title itself suggests, yes, here you see the position of your project. Is it? What you can do, yes, the predetermined plan and the actual plan. Okay, the predetermined plan and actual plan can be compared. Why to do this? Yes, it will be quite easier for you to check the status of your project. Okay, for example, if you had planned, or if you have planned to complete your project in 3 years, is it? This was your plan. Okay, so after a duration, might be 6 months or 1 year, is it? After a duration, see, compare your actual position with the position expected as per the roadmap or as per the blueprint. Okay, compare it, find the deviations. Okay, find the difference between your actual plan and predetermined plan. Okay, if you do find certain mistakes or if you do find certain variations, what you can do, yes, find out the reasons, work on it, and try to overcome those mistakes in the next duration or in the next comparison. Is it? So here what you can do, yes, once again go through the project objectives. Okay, you're required to go through the project objectives, then whether your project is performing good or not. Okay, whether your project is performing good or not, is it well or not, means what? Yes, the quality which you are expecting from your project, the cost which you need to expend. Okay, whether you're expending the same amount or there is certain wastage of resources, you are expending more. Is it? Consider all these things. Is it? Consider all these things, and based on it itself, yes, what you can do, yes, you can check the performance of your project, monitor the project. Okay, check whether it is right or wrong. Okay, or something is missing. Okay, work on it, take the necessary steps, complete it. Okay, and the last step is project closure. Okay, project closure. Here, see, for a specific duration you have planned for your project, right? For specific duration you have planned for your project. So after the completion of the duration, yes, what do you do? Yes, your project can be closed. Is it? Here you are required to once again go through the plan, go through the schedule, is it? And have you completed your project? Have you completed your project in the same duration or you have expended more amount of time? Okay, see, for example, if you have planned for your project for 3 years, is it? You have planned for your project for 3 years. Okay, after completion of 3 years, have you completed your project or you are on the second stage itself? Is it? Check this. Okay, and if your project is completed, if you have attained the goal for which you have initiated the project, yes, you are required to close the project. Okay, and check whether you have attained all those things for which you have initiated the projects. Okay, so these are the few steps or stages in which you are required to do project management. Okay, so with this, we do conclude today's lecture. Thank you.